Hey, what's up guys? Today I'm doing a review on the Ringside Boxing IMF Tech Pro Fight gloves. So stay tuned. Hey guys, Carlo here, and today I'm doing a review on the Ringside IMF Tech Pro Fight gloves. I got mine in the red colorway. You can also get these gloves in blue, black, or white. They come in two sizes, 8 or 10 ounces. I got mine in 10, and one closure. Obviously it is a Pro Fight glove, so it only comes in lace up. Now this particular model has been around for quite a while from Ringside. I tried a previous model, which is the Ringside Classic Pro Fight gloves, which are actually a really pretty solid glove when it comes to a fight glove. I wanted to try these out because of the injected molded foam. I don't think I've ever used a fight glove that was 8 or 10 ounces that came with molded foam. So I was kind of curious to see how these would perform compared to like the Mexican style gloves or even those puncher style gloves that you see that use layered foam, or sometimes they use horsehair. And honestly, these are actually pretty nice. If you're looking for something a little bit more protective, a little bit more shock absorbing, and a much more compact Pro Fight size, and then this may be a good choice for you. So first things first, design wise, when you're looking at the glove, it is full leather construction. This glove is manufactured in Pakistan, like a lot of the products from Ringside. You do have that Ringside belt logo on the back of the glove. The leather on here has more of a matte finish. You can see that the texture and the grain on the leather itself. Coming down to the wrist portion, Ringside across the back of the wrist with the segmented cuff with the cross stitching that you have there. Very similar to their IMF training gloves. The bottom cuff is a black piping. The inside utilizes a kind of soft foamy liner on the inside that feels a little bit on the cheap side. I wish this had more of kind of like that silky satin finish to it, but this is a little bit more kind of like a foamy, almost like the Everlast, what is that called? That Everlast Evercool material that they use in their older equipment. That kind of reminds me of that. Not a huge deal, but to me it just feels kind of cheap on the inside. And then probably the best feature of the glove is going to be their quick lace system, which I feel a lot more companies should adapt. And the reason I like the design of this is because it's so much easier to lace up and tighten the gloves and remove them compared to a traditional glove where you have the holes go through this leather right here, and then you have to kind of individually start from the top and pull on each one. Where this one, when you pull on it, you can see as I loosen it that this quick tie system, because it uses these little loops rather than the holes, when you pull at the very bottom, it essentially pulls all of them tight. So to me, that's a huge convenience. It makes it easier to tie these. And to be honest with you, you get a much more locked in feel, because what happens is the little nylon loops kind of close together, where when it's just the actual holes in the leather, it can't get as close as this does. So you can see when you pull on it, it really locks it in, which I love. So that is actually a great concept that Ringside has had in several of their gloves for some time now, and I wish that other companies would do that with their gloves, because I think it works really well in terms of just using the gloves, and a very nice concept in that regard. It says 10 ounces. The grip bar in here, it's a fairly good size, not overly large and not too small. Has good firmness to it, ventilated holes on the thumb. And then something I wish they used leather on is going to be that nylon attached thumb right there. It does say IMF Tech on the thumb as well, and it is molded foam, so it is a much more dense style foam padding that goes over. Molded foam is just one piece. It's not layered. It has no other kind of foam in it. There might be a layer that goes up against your hand on the inside liner, but outside of that, it's basically one piece of foam that is molded to the shape of the glove. Quality of the glove is actually pretty good. I mean, I hadn't found any issues in terms of like frayed stitching. You can see a little attention to detail areas right there where it's a little bit crooked on the hinge point where the glove is stitched. Weight-wise, I believe the gloves came in at between 9.3 and 9.7 ounces, so a tad underweight for a fight glove, but not too crazy. The leather quality is pretty good. You can see the grain on there. I wish that again was a piece of leather. The logos are all symmetrical in terms of on the back of the glove right here. The glove is really well balanced. It's not too top heavy and not bottom heavy. You do have, I'd say, about an inch of firm dense foam on the back of the wrist. On the inside of the wrist, relatively nothing. Almost, I'd say, if anything, maybe an eighth of an inch on the inside wrist. But there's really relatively no padding on the inside of the wrist. Just a very soft kind of liner on the inside that comes up. You can see the inside palm. Overall, it's really clean. I do like the round laces as well, the black round laces, and all of the nylon straps that come down and are stitched across are done very well. So in terms of quality, it's a very solid glove. You can see the outside edges and stitching looks good right there. And here's the back of the cuff as well. So overall, pretty good. Sliding my hand in here, loosen up the laces a little bit so it's a little easier. The liner again feels a little bit on the cheaper side. One big difference I noticed between the right and the left glove is the left glove, I feel like right in here has a little bit of excess material when you're putting your index finger in. So I feel like my index finger kind of bumps into this little crevice right here, and I wish that was kind of pushed back a little bit more. The glove is a little bit on the stiffer side, so it's going to take some breaking in because of the molded foam. Thumb positioning is perfect. It is a little bit on the tight side, so it took me a little while to break this in, but eventually this piping did, so it's not uncomfortable. But the thumb position is good. When you make a fist, you can see that it does grab the tip of the thumb a little bit and kind of pull down on it, but not enough to where I felt like my thumb was jamming into the end of the thumb compartment. The depth of the finger compartment is perfect for a 10-ounce glove. It's not too narrow, it's not too wide. So in terms of my fingers being in a comfortable position next to each other, it felt very good. Again, the only thing I would say is going to be the break-in period for the injected molded foam, and the liner feeling a little bit more on the cheap side. It does get a little bit hot because that foamy material tends to soak up sweat. So that's another thing. Wrist support feels fantastic, and I definitely love that. Protection and performance, in terms of this being a more protective or a puncher style glove or more of right in the middle, this is definitely more on the protective end because of the injected molded foam. So when you're utilizing this glove, you definitely get more shock absorption. If you're going to utilize this for training, if I were to compare this to a lot of the other fight gloves I've used in the past, Everlast MX, Rhea SafeTech, Winning, Fight Gloves Grant, I mean, so many out there, I can't even remember it. This probably is at the top in terms of shock absorption and being able to last a little bit longer than the others, because the breakdown of the foam won't be as quick as layered foams typically. So if you're looking for something that you want to go a little bit more light for mitt work, something that's 8 and 10 ounces like these are, but are a little bit more durable in terms of heavy bag work, then this would be definitely a good option compared to some other fight gloves because of the molded foam not being able to break down as quickly as you would find with a layered foam. So do keep that in mind, but the shock absorption is definitely good on these. A decent amount of feedback. And another thing is you do have a little piece of neoprene on the fingertip compartment that covers up the stitching, so that's another added bonus with this glove. But feels really good. I mean, this is the Ringside Apex heavy bag. It's a little bit more on the firm side, not as firm as my Nazo. And I can really lay into this and feel really confident that my hands will be very well protected, especially the knuckles. So definitely more on the protective end of a fight glove. Now cost-wise, these gloves retail for $119, which is a solid price for a full leather glove. Protective, fairly comfortable, good quality, really nice lace-up system. With that being said, Ringside always has discounts during the holidays and throughout the year, and I would wait for that. I would never pay full price just because I feel Ringside does so many sales, 20, 30, 40% off. One thing I'd also would mention with Ringside is I notice sometimes their prices will get inflated when they do have a sale. So say for example these gloves are $119 right now. I'll notice that when they do have a sale, they'll show the regular price at like $129 or $139 and give you 40% off when originally the gloves were $119. So they're inflating the price and giving you a sale, but are you really getting a sale because of that? So do keep that in mind. These gloves right now, not on sale, are $119, which is not a bad price but I would wait for 30 or 40% off. These aren't the kind of gloves I would rush to get unless you really are looking for a molded foam fight glove. Then that might be something for you, but a really solid glove. But I would wait for them to go on sale. They're comfortable. I think they look really clean. I mean, it has that traditional Ringside logo. I do feel that Ringside needs to evolve a little bit with their products, maybe enhance the logos and do something new. I feel like they've been rocking with the same look for over a decade now. If they made this glove like in a layered foam style with the same elements, with the quick tie system, different colorways, man, I think they would have a winner. Or even make like a horsehair version of this glove, and I think that would be a great glove, and it would compete with some of the other big companies out there with the fight glove. So those are my thoughts on these gloves. If you guys have any questions or comments, make sure you guys leave them down below in the comments box. As usual, I'll put the link in the description box where you can find these Pro Fight gloves. I'll see you guys later. Take care.